It was only natural that when I'm filming a rec video today about like workplace romances that I wear like one of my work shirts. I was like, you can't just wear one of your like regular old t-shirts for today. Get on theme today. So we're giving conservative. Today I am here with a boss employee romance recommendation video for you guys. I read a series that I'm going to talk about here. I'm probably gonna talk about it first because I'm most excited to talk about it, but I binged it at the beginning of this month and I was like, I need to do a whole rec video around this trope. I've never done like a workplace or like boss employee romance trope video before. I was going to do like coworkers in this one too, but then I realized I have enough of both tropes, so I'm gonna make that one a completely separate video. But this one today is going to be strictly boss employee romance rec videos. Dorian, that bag has been laying there since Saturday. You're now choosing to get into it. Say hi to the people. You're sleepy. You were just napping. And of course, now you have to make a ruckus. All right, so I got 6 books/series. Y'all know I try to keep them like smaller lists. That way I don't overwhelm you. But I have tons more recs, so I can definitely make a part 2 of this video. If anyone wants it, do not eat that cord and let's jump in. First series that we're gonna start with, which is what inspired me to make this whole video, is Tempt Me by K.A. Tucker, the Wolf Hotel series. So it consists of 4 books, all following the same couple, which is so rare to find, and I love that. I love following a couple over multiple books. It's so satisfying. Tempt Me, Break Me, Teach Me, and Surrender to Me. So you do have to read them in that order because, like I said, they all follow the same couple. So obviously it's boss employee, it's billionaire, it's set in Alaska, it's set at like a luxury hotel. Also like very like conservative, sheltered girl, like shy heroine exploring herself with the like kind of playboy, kind of millionaire, kind of man, billionaire kind of man. How dare I say that about Henry? Millionaire, please. This first book starts out, Abby, she's in college. She's a freshman in college, I think, and she finds out that her fiance has been cheating on her. And she has been raised in this very like conservative, religious family, religious small town, and her fiance or ex-fiance is like the pastor's son, and like it has just always been set up that like they are going to be married. She is like supposed to be like a good girl, save herself for her marriage, whatever kind of deal, and then she finds out that he's been cheating on him, and everyone in town kind of reacts and they're like, oh, just let him kind of do his thing, wait for him to be done messing around and he'll come back to you. And she's like, screw all of you, I'm applying for this internship in Alaska to go work at this luxury hotel chain. I need to get away from you all and I'm gonna do it. So she applies for there. When she gets there, she originally was supposed to be in like the grounds crew, like the gardening or like outdoor kind of crew, but there was a mistake with her job assignment and she ends up assigned to Henry Wolf, the owner of the Wolf Hotel, and she becomes Henry's assistant. Over the course of the series, Abby goes through such a growth, because in this book, I was like, this girl is really trying me, because she's very like conservative, she's very like stuck in her ways a little bit, and towards the end of this, she starts to like loosen up, and definitely over the course of the series, she does. So if you're a little annoyed with her in this one because of her being like kind of like a little bit of a goody two-shoes, trust me, she is not afraid to get down and dirty moving forward. I was just so obsessed with this series. It's like dramatic, it's fun, you can't take it too seriously, you just have to like enjoy the ride and just like appreciate Henry and Abby for a fun time. And oh my god, I was so obsessed. I never read books back to back to back anymore. Like series, I always split them up and read other books in between, but I read this series straight through. So good. And yeah, also the boss employee romance between the two of them. I love that like power dynamic, how it plays out in this book. So yeah, you definitely have to read this. Next up, I have a standalone. So if you're not looking to invest yourself in a series, you just need like a one and done kind of deal, Mr. Masters by T.L. Swan. So this one follows Julian and Brielle. So it's a boss employee, but it's like a nanny and employee kind of deal. It's not like in like a corporate kind of setting, like a traditional workplace. Nanny, boss. So then it's also single parent. Obviously, Julian is a single father, and he's like rich. I don't know. He's a judge, I think. Like he's pretty well off, you know. And then also grumpy sunshine and an age gap. Yeah, I kind of covered all the tropes there. So Brielle, when she originally applies for this nanny job, she kind of lies on her resume a little bit about like just kind of like buffing herself up a little bit to what she's not. And when she goes for the interview, she thinks that she applied for a woman, like a single mother, and it turns out it's a single father, a single hot father. And when she moves to, is it in England? somewhere in Europe, I want to say, right? Is it? I can't fully remember. I promise I read this book. I just can't remember where it was headed. But anyways, she goes over there and he ends up hiring her and they give it a go. But Julian is a grumpy kind of dude, and immediately Brielle does have some issues with his daughter. He has a daughter and a son. Kids are not normally my favorite things in books, but actually I did like these two kids, and I liked the relationship that Brielle built with them, and also that Julian built with them more over the course of this. Julian is widowed, so the kids are dealing with the loss of their mother, and it's just this family is in a bit of a state of dysfunction, and Brielle enters, and she's not the most functional person either, but they all kind of make it work. Julian has his reservations about Brielle, but he needs the help. He hires her anyways, and over the course of her employment, they just can't seem to stay away from each other. So I loved this one. It was really good. It's definitely my favorite that I've read from T.L. Swan. Next up is a series that Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl is bringing everyone together. Also, she was the reason that I read Wolf Hotel, and Cheyenne, love you for that. She made a post on her Instagram about the Crossfire series and being can we bring this series back? Who wants to do a rereading vlog? And we're making a resurgence. There are a bunch of booktubers now who are going to be rereading the Crossfire series by Sylvia Day. So this reading vlog is going to be up in July for a ton of us. So join us on this reread if you haven't, or if you're reading it for the first time, now is the perfect time to pick it up. So this is a 5-book series, barred to you, reflected in you, entwined with you, captivated by you, and one with you. Again, all following the same couple, which again, I fucking love. So this one follows Eva and Gideon, and it's a billionaire boss employee, but kind of. Gideon is not Eva's direct boss, but he is the big boss, her boss, a few levels. So it's still got that element there. It's still got that workplace. They all work in the same building, the Crossfire building, which obviously Gideon owns. And also it has some damaged hero, heroine, a lot of them have a lot of trauma in both their past that they come together and heal together, and heavy BDSM in these. So Eva is starting out a new life in New York. She comes from a wealthy family, but she does not want to rely on her stepfather and her mother to kind of pay her way. She wants to make it her own way. So she gets a job at a marketing firm in New York, and she starts there, and when she is there on one of her first days, she runs into Gideon, literally runs into him, and from the minute that they connect. Yeah, I feel this is just an OG kind of series. I read this back in 2019. It was one of the first romance series that I read after I started reading romance at all, and I just remember loving the hell out of it. I'm very excited to be doing this reread of it all. Definitely go on such a journey with Eva and Gideon over the course of these 5 books, and like I said, they do have a lot of trauma in their past, and there's the nightmares, nightmare trope in here, tons of that kind of stuff. So it is heavy, so definitely look up triggers beforehand, but just really seeing them heal together over the course of the series is so good. And also, of course, the boss employee, the workplace kind of romance doesn't let you down in this. Next, okay, you know what? Let's throw in the lighter-hearted one, or one of the lighter-hearted ones that I have on this list here, and that is Puck Me Secretly by Odette Stone. So this one is the first book in a series, but Max and Rory's story is done in this one. It's an interconnected series, so you don't have to worry about afterwards needing to go on and read the others if you don't want to. So this one follows Max and Rory, and we meet them on a plane, and Rory is really scared of flying. She really does not like flying, and partway through the flight, some things seem to be going wrong with their plane. Something's up, and she starts spilling all of her confessions / secrets to the guy sitting next to her, who happens to be Max, and he just kind of sits there and listens to her. He's very supportive in this time of need, and their plane ends up crashing, and they end up spending one night together, because as the plane is going down, Rory reveals that she has never, had a knockout kind of experience with a dude before, and Max is here, let me help you out with that, whatever. One night stand kind of deal. He ends up leaving, and a few weeks later they run into each other again at work, and Rory is now working for her dad's hockey team. Her dad owns a hockey team, and Rory is now working for him, and Max is one of their players, and Max is a troubled player. He's got some bad press about him right now out and about, and it's kind of Rory's job then to keep him in line. It's so good. When I started this book, I literally could not put it down. Like, there was just something about it that was so addictive from the very start for me. I loved the fact that it was, in this case, Rory was like his superior, kind of like that was just like an interesting take on it, because I feel like so many of them are the hero is the boss and the heroine is the employee, and this was like flip-flopped a little bit. Also, it's a hockey romance. I love hockey romances. I love sports romances, and it's definitely like heavier on the sports romance, which I really like. Loved these two. Like, these two, their connection was just so good and their romance was amazing throughout it. So yeah, definitely a good one to check out, especially I feel like for summer, you know, like it's a good like summery kind of like more fun read. Okay, next I have Blame It on the Champagne by Fiona Goll. So this is the first book in the Blame It on the Alcohol series, but again, it's a standalone. You don't have to read the next two, even though I love Blame It on the Tequila, which is book 2. You don't have to read that one because Nico and Vera's story is like complete as of this book. This one, not only is it boss employee, it's also like marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers, waking up married kind of romance deal. So, okay, so Vera's father owns a company and Vera wants to like take over, but her father is a misogynistic piece of garbage. And he's like, no, I can't give it to a woman, whatever. He arranges a marriage with this other dude that Vera hates. She does not want to marry this dude whatsoever. And then one night after like some drinking, she runs into Nico, and she ends up applying for a job somewhere else, but I don't think she knows at this point that Nico is going to be her boss. And then when she is out drinking one night, she meets Nico and he ends up kind of like offering her like a way to get out of her marriage and in turn marrying him. And they end up getting married, and then they wake up and she's kind of like, oh shit, what did I just do? So it's kind of like that vibe, but then also Nico has ulterior motives for marrying Vera, and like their whole arrangement together is like kind of complicated. And again, I don't want to get anywhere into too many spoilers, but let's just say, you know, Nico definitely has ulterior motives, as well as like Vera has ulterior motives for marrying Nico. Not only then do you have the fact that they're like married, but then also that they are like boss and employee, which is so good. So yeah, love this one from Fiona Goll. And lastly, normally I only do 5 for these, but I did include 6 because this one is a novella. And if you just need something quick, you need like a palate cleanser kind of book in between your other ones, in between your like chunkers right now. All these books are like 500 plus pages right now that are coming out. So if you just need something quick, easy to feel accomplished, this is literally only like a 40-page novella, and that is Made for Her by Chanel Honey. So this one follows Sadie and Ella. So Ella is this billionaire lady who is married to this dude. We don't care about him. And, you know, he travels a lot for work, leaving Ella just like around their mansion with all their staff a lot. And Sadie, one of her employees, one of their like maids, she takes a liking to, and they start a little affair. So not little affair, they start a full-blown affair. So yeah, this one does have cheating in it. Again, cheating isn't a trigger for me. If it is for you, just know that going in. This one is Billionaire, boss employee. It's sapphic. So not only is it FF, but then there is some like FFF action that goes on here. And in this one, you know how like in workplace, like some of the employees then get like pissed at the one because they're like, you're getting special treatment because you're banging the boss. There's definitely some of that in this novella, but I was like, y'all are just jealous. They're just jealous. And that's how I feel with all these workplace ones. I'm like, you're just jealous that you don't get to have like Gideon Cross or Henry Wolf. Oh my God, Henry. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, if you just need like a shorter, quicker novella that's like fun, spicy, in a quick time, Made for Her is like the perfect kind of deal. All right, that's all of the recs that I have for today. Like I said, I have more if you guys want a part 2, or I do have enough to do like coworkers. So that way, if you don't like the power balance that like a boss employee romance kind of has, I mean, I don't care about that. But if it's not like your preference, I can do one about coworkers too. So yeah, that's it for today, and I will see you when I see ya.